From Patrick Reed being accused of cheating at the Farmers Insurance Open to Tiger Woods winning the PGA's inaugural Player Impact Award, here are the most controversial wins in PGA history. Let's start with that time when Dustin Johnson was penalized for grounding his club in a bunker. It was the final round of the 2010 PGA Championship. Dustin was leading by 1 stroke over Bubba Watson and Martin Kaymer, and it was the 18th hole.
DJ 3 at the second, rather.
Moving right towards the flag.
Talk about pressure. Johnson decided to use his driver, which was a risky move at Whistling Straits. But unfortunately, he lost his tee shot, and it ended up in some dirt. No big deal, right? Wrong. It turns out that what he hit out of was actually a waste bunker, which at Whistling Straits is considered the same as a regular bunker. This meant that Johnson was not allowed to ground his club. He was then told by Slugger White that they had a reason to believe he grounded his club in a bunker. And because of this, Johnson ended up getting penalized for violating rules 13-4.
Well, he started the week.
Now, here's the thing. Johnson never denied grounding his club, and according to the rules, that's a penalty. It's just really unlucky that this mistake cost him the win he was desperate for. Instead, Martin Kaymer ended up taking the victory over Bubba Watson, and Johnson was left with the unfortunate title of Mr. What Could Have Been. If you think that was unfortunate, wait till you hear this next one.
A house.
Sit. They are the guest of.
I'm talking about what happened to Julie Inkster at the 2010 Safeway Classic. So the World Golf Hall of Famer was playing her heart out. She was just 3 strokes off the lead after 2 days of play when she was called out for a rule violation, and it wasn't even a fellow player or course official who caught her. It was a fan watching on TV. Now you might be wondering what kind of awful crime Inkster committed, but it was nothing dramatic. All she had done was use a practice aid. It turns out that using anything of the sort during a round of golf is a big no-no, according to rules 14-3 in the U.S. Golf Association's rulebook. And the donut mechanism Inkster used to pass the time on the tee box was specifically included in that rule. This seemingly minor mishap resulted in Inkster's disqualification from the tournament, all because she used a donut to warm up. To add insult to injury, a win at age 50 would have made Inkster the oldest winner in LPGA Tour history. Now that's a huge loss. So there you have it. One moment of absent-mindedness caused Julie Inkster a shot at golfing glory. Moral of the story? Don't mess with the rules of golf, folks. Someone should have told Patrick Reed this because he really messed up.
Right about there, but that one's turning over.
Reed was under fire on social media for cheating at Farmers Insurance Open. Here's what went down. Reed hit his tee shot into a fairway bunker, and his second shot ended up in the deep rough to the left of the green. When it got to his ball, he picked it up and moved it, claiming that it had embedded into the turf. A nearby volunteer didn't see the ball bounce, but video footage later revealed that it had indeed bounced before ending up in the rough. When questioned about it, Reed said that he'd checked it and believed it had broken ground. Reed was then allowed to take a free drop and clean his ball. He went on to chip his ball onto the green and sink a 15-foot putt for par. Despite his successful save, a lot of fans were still upset and accused him of cheating. Fans say that he should have waited for the officials to arrive and make a ruling before doing anything else. The real issue here is that Reed did not receive a penalty and went on to win the 2021 Farmers Insurance Open by 5 strokes over Tony Finau. Many believe this to be an absolutely unfair win. That sounds a lot like what people say about Bubba Watson's epic 2012 Masters win. Now, the 2012 Masters tournament was a real nail-biter, as Luis Oosthuizen and Watson battled it out for the green jacket. And let me tell you, these two dudes did not disappoint. They pulled off some of the most epic shots in Masters history that people are still talking about a decade later. In the start, Watson had a little stumble on the 12th hole, and it looked like he was out of the running with a bogey. He then bounced back with 4 consecutive birdies and caught up to Oosthuizen. It was anyone's game from there. They both had a shot at a birdie on the 18th, but couldn't quite seal the deal, so they headed to a playoff. But then, in a moment that will go down in Masters history, Bubba pulled off the most epic hook shot ever. It was like threading a needle, but he did it and landed the ball right where he wanted it. Now, because of Watson's strange choice of shots and the unlikeliness of him winning, some fans believe that he absolutely did not deserve this win. Honestly, I think credit should be given where it's due. It really was something to watch. Unlike that time when a spectator got badly injured after being hit by Brooks Koepka's drive. So Koepka, who's like the second best golfer in the world, hit a lady in the head with his drive at the Ryder Cup. Yikes! He was teeing off with his buddy Tony Finau on the 6th hole, and his first shot went way left into the crowd. Turns out there was a woman there who got hit and fell down, bleeding. Ouch! Brooks didn't even realize what had happened at first. He was just focused on his game. He said he yelled "4" when he hit that poor woman in the head, but spectators claim they didn't hear him at all. It's an understatement to say that the lady was bleeding a lot. I mean, she got hit right in the eye. That's gotta hurt. After it happened, he rushed over to give her a signed glove of his. Despite that, fans were really upset that Brooks was let off without any fine, and the guy went on to win the 2019 PGA Championship by 2 strokes over Dustin Johnson. Sounds like a really sticky situation to be in. Kinda reminds me of the time when Tiger Woods got $8 million as the winner of the PGA's inaugural Player Impact Award. Okay, so get this. Even when Tiger Woods barely plays golf, he's still making waves in the sport. The PGA Tour had announced its new Player Impact Program, which rewards players who generate the most positive interest in golf based on 5 metrics. And guess who won the $8 million prize? You guessed it, the one and only Tiger Woods. Apparently, the tour had said that the program would be measured through the end of the year, and Woods managed to captivate the golf world in December. The man returned from a serious leg injury to play in the PNC Championship with his son Charlie. But here's where things get a little controversial. Phil Mickelson had already claimed on Twitter that he was the winner of the program. He even took to Twitter to thank his fans and supporters of helping him win the PIP. Mickelson still managed to finish second in the Player Impact Program and earned a cool $6 million. But you can imagine the controversy when Woods actually received the award. Fans were stumped and confused. But honestly, Tiger deserved that award. His career has been iconic, and those were the most controversial wins in PGA history.